Good morning. How is everybody today? I'm Nicole Traum. I'm coming to you live for our little breath session this morning. If you're watching, you can post a comment and tell me how your weekend went, what you did. And if you are watching the replay, you can do hashtag replay in the comments. I'm just going to share this on my group. So if you're coming on, you can do your comments here. Otherwise, here we go. Otherwise, I'm going to be ready in a second. Let's see. Home at home. There we go. All right. Perfect. So let me know how your weekend was, what you guys did. I hate putting my hand. Oh, good morning, Beth. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. So I had very technical difficulties this morning. I put it on. I started the video and it was like, it does this every once in a while where it's like rotate your camera, but I have it in my stand in a different way. So luckily I got it fixed pretty quickly. But weekend chill. Yeah, weekend chill. I'm trying to think what we did even. We really didn't do much. We watched some TV, ate a bunch of food. I made tacos yesterday. That's always exciting. So we're going to talk today a little bit about joy. I feel like, I'm sorry, I hate adjusting this, but my thing, I had to put it back in there and it really adjusted up. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I did photos this weekend. I got to go to have brunch in Bonita Springs. If you get to go to, it's called Downtown Coffee and Wine. Oh my gosh, it was so excellent. We had Prosecco and they put ice pops in the cup and then you pour the Prosecco over top. It was like so ridiculous. Like, it wasn't like over the top, but it was just so refreshing. And I haven't really even drank that much since quarantine started, but it was nice to have like a little bubbly something. It's nice to have those little moments. And that's exactly what we're talking about today is finding joy in little moments. Because I think some of us, I'm not even gonna say some of us, I think all of us, and this really goes for me included, we're kind of so entrenched in all of this kind of heaviness that's going on in our world that it can start to wear us down, right? And our minds, they're really programmed to kind of find the things that don't line up, right? They're like a computer. They're just finding what's wrong. And when we move from that place, it starts to get even heavier, right? And not to, discredit a lot of the things that are going on in our world right now, but it's also when we take the time to turn within and do the self-care, we have to find those ways to find a little bit of joy here and there. And we can do that through the way that we move our bodies. We can do that through the way that we move our breath, and we're going to do some of that today. And then eventually what happens is when we turn within, our mind isn't always scanning for what's wrong, right? But it can also scan for what feels good, right? And let ourselves experience those moments as they come. Because they are few and far between, right? Little moments, and I'm not even talking about like big crazy things, but like moments where you catch yourself going, wow, this feels really good, right? Like maybe you have a really good cup of coffee, or you enjoy a really nice breakfast, or an ice pop in Prosecco, right? Like little things like that. Or maybe your kid goes to bed early, or if you're here in Florida, your kid can go to camp, and there's something really joyful about kissing them goodbye and knowing that they're gonna, have some fun for a couple hours and you can get stuff done. So there's little things that we can look towards that remind us of that joy. So we're gonna do a little bit of movement this morning, and then from there what we'll do is we'll do our breath of joy. So let's just start here by bringing your right arm out. You're gonna stretch it out and lean that shoulder back so you feel a nice big stretch in the front of the chest. Good, you can turn your head to the left and just feel that stretch. Let your right shoulder drop down. Good. And then bring your arm across and take your left arm up underneath. And we're just gonna go side to side. Thank you, Beth. I love this little kimono thing too. And just feel that stretch. Maybe my shoulder just popped a little bit. Maybe you're feeling that. Just bringing it out and across. Good. Let's do 2 more. And then come on out, roll your shoulders onto your back. Take your left arm back now. Just start to reach it back. Feel that upper left corner of your chest stretching. And then turn your head to the right. So you're just getting a big stretch all the way up through the left side body. You're breathing into this space. Maybe feeling some tightness there and bringing your breath there. That's it. Let's do 2 more deep breaths. That's it. Good. Make sure you're getting an inhale and an exhale, and then bring that arm back across and bring your right arm up underneath. Yeah, it's a little hard to do this and hold your phone. Yeah, so if you need to prop your phone up on something, definitely, yeah, it'd be really hard to watch it and do it. So just move your hand and your shoulder back and forth. Feel that stretch up through the back of your shoulder, all the way through the side of your arm. That's it. Let's do 2 more. Good. And just stretch here, and then roll your shoulders onto your back. Good. We're going to bring our hands, hook your thumbs. I was going to say tuck your thumbs. That's not the right word. And we're going to inhale those arms up and just stretch them up and back, and then just start to go side to side. So making a little bit of space into the side body, pressing down through your seat, through your hips. Morning, Jen. And just feel that nice stretch here. Good. And then bring your hands back behind you and interlace them. Ooh, that was a big pop. And then start to roll your shoulders onto your back. See if you can get a little bend into your elbows so you have a little space there. And then let your shoulders move away from your ears. Let's do 2 more rounds here. 1 and 2. Good. And then coming back through center, just rolling your shoulders onto your back. We'll inhale as we sit up, and then exhale and just start to hinge forward. Start to lean forward a little, feeling your back body stretch. So inhale, sitting up. Exhale, hinge forward. You're only going to go as far as your body allows. So sometimes when you come forward, your back's going to start to kind of like seize a little or tighten. Know that that is the sign that you should not go any further. We're going to use a little repetition here and our breath, so it should start to open. Inhale and exhale. Good. Let's do 3 more. Good. Last one here, and just stay leaning forward, and if you can, just drop your head. So either your elbows are on your knees, or maybe you have a little more openness and you can just reach your hands down towards the earth. Both of them are fine, right? Do what feels best here. Let your head hang down, and then just turn your head side to side. Feel that stretch from your low back all the way up through the back of the shoulders and the neck. That's it. And then come all the way back up. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Hey, Sarah. And take your right knee in and just start to hug it in. So hugging that knee in, sitting up a little bit taller, breathing a little deeper. Good. And from there, if you want, you can start to draw your nose towards your knee and just hold it there. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. Breathe into your back body. Remember, we're thinking about joy here. So what feels good? Notice what feels good as well. Not just the bad stuff, not just the tight stuff. And then come on back through center and switch sides. So bring that left knee up. Hug your nose in towards your knee if that feels good, or just hug the knee in. Think about lengthening up. So we try not to roll all the way back in this one. Let's do 2 more deep breaths. That's it. And then come all the way out. And as you sit up nice and tall, let's just do a little walk out here with the knees. So just lifting one leg and lifting the other. Feel your belly engage a little. We want to wake things up here. We're going to do this really active breath, and it is called Breath of Joy, and it really does make you feel a little more joyful. What it does is it starts to expand our breath a little. It starts to bring in more oxygen, more blood flow, and that just gives us that feeling of well-being. All right, so what we'll do is I'll show you how it works. I'll do the breath part first, and then we'll do the hand part. The arm and hand part sometimes can seem a little like out there. It's okay if it looks like a mess. The good news is I cannot see you. Only you guys can see me. So know that as long as you're moving and breathing, then you're doing it right. So I'll show you the breath part first. So the breath is 3 sniffs in through your nose, and then 1 big exhale out through your mouth. So it looks like and sounds like this. So you can join with me. One more. Good. Come back to a natural breath. If you need a tissue, you might need a tissue. If you have some allergies going on, go grab it. And even notice just from that little bit, right, you might feel a little more expansiveness, a little more openness, a little more depth in your breath. That's all good stuff. And then what we'll do is I'll show you the arm part. And in fact, before I do that, let me do this because since we're going to bring our head down and I don't want my hair all over the place. All right. So what we'll do here for our arms is you're going to bring them forward, out, up, and then you'll come forward and reach down. Okay. So you're going to go forward, out, up, and down. And know that you can do this when standing as well, right? So if maybe you want a little more space, or maybe you don't have a chair right now, you can totally just do this one standing up, okay? So forward, out, up, and down. As you come down, your head comes down. So here's the deal. If you're like, oh my God, that is way too much for me to remember, you can watch me. I would say if you are holding your phone, put your phone down so you can watch and do this with me. But also know that sometimes it looks like this, right? Sometimes when I teach it in class, sometimes even when I'm teaching it, I mess it up, okay? So know that it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so we're gonna do I'd say about 20 rounds of this, right? So let yourself kind of get lost in it and it'll get a little easier. And then what we'll do after is we'll breathe. Okay. If you start to feel a little lightheaded, that can be normal, especially bringing the head up and down. You may want to pause or make sure that you have something to hold on to. All right. So let's do this. Let's. Three more. Good. And then come on back up and take a comfortable seat. I'm feeling a big rush of energy, a little bit of blood flow here and there. Sometimes you do feel a little lightheaded. Mac, do you want to come in? I see you out there. She just opened the door. So we're just going to take a couple breaths. Close your eyes. Notice the expansiveness of your breath now. So you're going to feel this nice broadening in your chest and your ribs. If you can sit back in your chair, you can lean back a little and just allow yourself that space to really soften. But notice your breath. Oh, Daddy went to work already. I'll be back in a minute, okay? This is what it's like, right? So we find those little bits of joy. And with your eyes closed, just let yourself lean into that breath, feeling yourself inhaling, expanding, and exhaling as you soften. There's a little crying going on in my background. Allowing yourself to find that space here to just be. Noticing how bringing that breath in makes you feel. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths. And then as you come back to that last breath, you can start to bring a little more movement in, stretching your fingers and your toes, bringing your arms out, turning your head side to side, just giving yourself a little bit more space here. Good, and then bring your hands back in front of your heart. So I bow to you, right, for your courageousness, for going for this. You can do this when you're feeling kind of tired or like lackluster, you're just having one of those days. This does bring about a little bit of an endorphin boost. It brings that blood flow. Maybe if you're feeling like you can't take a deep breath, this is a good thing to kind of play with. So allow yourself to play around with this one. You can always come back and watch it again. So thank you so much for watching. I bow to you for your courageousness. Namaste. And this has been Nicole Traum with Nicole Traum Yoga. You can find my classes on NicoleTraumYoga.com. I'm also on Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully you'll join me this week. Tonight I've got Restore class, Monday nights, 7 p.m. Super relaxing. We do everything on the floor. So it's a really great way. If you haven't done yoga before or want to try, you can. Thanks again for watching. Bye.